Whenever you are ready, Mr. Dalton.
All right, show of hands, who remembers World War II? No, you don't. You weren't alive. Nice try, though. Who remembers learning about World War II?
Well, I was reincarnated, so.
You were reincarnated. It's pretty cool. I believe it. All right, so World War II. How many of you know the details of World War II? How it started, how it kind of had a little turning point, and how it ended?
Nope.
Nice. So this is going to be a little refresher for you guys.
Yeah.
So how did World War II start?
Hitler.
Hitler. Yeah, Hitler had a lot to do with it. Hitler was the leader of the Nazi Party in Germany, which many people typically confuse as just a group of people, but the Nazis were actually a political party and a political regime that ended up and overtook the government in Germany. So World War II officially began on September 1st, 1939, when Germany invaded Poland. Poland was this little small country. Germany was trying to build an empire. So Germany went through and they invaded Poland, eventually overtook Poland, and then on September 3rd, 1939, the United Kingdom and France declared war on Germany, sparking World War II. World War II was a war between multiple countries, but really two ideas. The Axis powers and the Allied powers. So the Axis powers were Germany, I believe Belgium, and Japan. Germany was trying to build an empire. Japan was trying to build an empire. So they came together and they said, you know what, we'll help you if you'll help us. Later on December 7th of 1942, so about 3 years later, Japan decided it was going to be a good idea to bomb Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. Now, before the bombing of Pearl Harbor, the United States had really taken now I'm going to use a historical term called laissez-faire, meaning hands-off approach to the world war that was going on. But after Japan decided to bomb Pearl Harbor, the United States decided, well, it's time to show our little brothers across the pond that we can help them out. So the midpoint of World War II, the Battle of Midway really was a good turning point. Before or pre-Battle of Midway, you saw the Axis powers actually winning the war. And then the United States got involved. We had the Battle of Midway. It was the first big battle that really turned the tides in the favor of the Allied powers. And later on June 6th of 1944, was D-Day in Normandy, where the United States had 150,000 troops that they sent to Normandy. And we ended up won the battle, lost a lot of good men, but won the battle. And that was another really good turning point for the Allied powers. On May 7th, 1945, after numerous battles being lost by the Axis powers, Germany decided to surrender. Now, many people say, well, Germany surrendered. That's it. War's over. Not quite. The war actually went on for about 4 more months after German surrender because Japan wouldn't surrender. So on August 6th of 1945, the United States decided to take it upon themselves to bomb 2 major cities in Japan, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And a couple days after those bombings, Japan decided, all right, it's time to call it quits and end the war. So they surrendered. So the United States then had a deal with Germany that they could never have a military again, and they would have to pay back for all the damage that they had done on Pearl Harbor, as well as Poland, Norway, any of the other countries that they had destroyed and whatever. So that's World War II. Thank you for your time.